The hype continues to build on Jalen Carter already, but could he end up being the best rookie in the league this year? We'll talk about that and more Eagle news coming up. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly. You know the drill. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below what you think the Eagles' record is going to be this season. We are just 9 days out, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. You think about everything that happened at the end of last season, how it finished, the disappointment, but all of that comes full circle, and here we are, almost just a week out from playing a regular season game, so I cannot wait to get into it. I want your thoughts down below. We're going to talk Jalen Carter and some other news, but before we jump right into that, a quick shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today. Go download the app, use bonus code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Speaking of BetMGM, a quick look right now. If you go and log into BetMGM, man, I mean, I know we're 9 days out, but it's good to get on these odds early. The Eagles are a -3.5 right now. I think that's a huge take, in my opinion, on the road, whole Brady celebration and all that stuff. The Eagles are going to go in there and smoke the New England Patriots. It might be close at first, might have to get some of the rust off, but I think the Eagles are going to do it. Go check out BetMGM. Also, the Eagles are a -120 to repeat as NFC East champs. I'm taking that all day, every day. I think this is the year that they definitely could break the curse. But let's talk about the Eagles, man. They signed a few final guys to the roster and, brought some guys back via practice squad. One of the guys I was really excited about, which we'll get in later in the show, is Aaron Siposs. I did not think he was going to come back, but at the same time, it kind of speaks a message, right? If he was able to come back and not get claimed by any other team, what does that say about the punter situation? So we'll get into that, but I want to start off with Jalen Carter because the news came out yesterday from Fox Sports that he was voted as the projected 2023 Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I guess this was voted by some of the fans of NFL on Fox. I guess they put out a poll, and right now the consensus around the league from all of the fans is that Jalen Carter is going to win Rookie of the Year. I want to ask you, Eagle Nation, down below in the comments, do you think Jalen Carter could end up pulling off Rookie of the Year? You go back a couple weeks. What did I say? I said my hot take is that he's going to end up starting by maybe week 3, week 4, week 5. And then I changed it from a 5-sack projection up to 6 or 7. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm buying all the way into the Jalen Carter stock. I'm starting to think he's going to get double-digit sacks, and I think he's going to be a starter sooner than we expect. I just think it's a very weird situation. It's an anomaly, if you think about it, to let a team this freaking good get even better in the offseason and then add what people could say is the #1 overall prospect in the draft. Like, when does that happen? That rarely happens. And for Howie Roseman to be such a genius and hop on it, and go out and make this trade happen, hop up one spot and get him, and then end up getting Nolan Smith, it's still just asinine to me. I can't believe it happened. It's almost improbable. But anyway, Jalen Carter is a Philadelphia Eagle, and he's probably going to be playing with the best defensive line in the league in his rookie year. I'm buying all the stock on Jalen Carter right now, and according to JPA Football here, it says the Eagles haven't had a rookie DT with double-digit sacks in 40 years. Who was the last one? Kendall Beck puts it here, Reggie White in 1985. Ladies and gentlemen, is Jalen Carter going to get double-digit sacks? I think I'm up in my prediction. And yes, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think that's a good bet if you're a betting man or woman out there, to go get Jalen Carter for winning Rookie of the Year. Because you just think about the perfect situation. Obviously, he had off-the-field stuff going on, but he's in a great locker room. He's got great leaders. If anything happens, anything drama-wise, he has the best culture around him, to kind of integrate and just, go with the environment, right? And not have to worry about the outside noise. And the Eagles know a lot about that, especially over the last couple years. So, look, I'm buying all the stock on Jalen Carter. I think he's going to be that damn good this year. Chris Collinsworth was on the Rich Eisen show, and he had this to say about the Eagles. He says, quote, "The Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and they just keep adding more and more to it." Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Collinsworth, but I mean, even when he's out here saying things like this, right? He announces every single week, and he gets to see some of these teams up close in these situations, and he has connections and talks to people. I'm sure he's chatted it up with some GMs around the league, and they're probably saying, who the hell let Howie Roseman go out and make this team even better this offseason? You just don't usually see that from a team that went to the Super Bowl. But obviously, they're trying to get back to that finish line and complete their goal this time. Now, Reed Blankenship commented on Sidney Brown yesterday as well, and here's what he had to say, quote, "Sometimes it's hard to tell that he's a rookie, and that is a good thing." You think about Reed Blankenship, his journey, his climb, just from last year. I mean, he was dressing in the last preseason game last year, hoping to make the team, and here he is as the consensus #1 safety starter. Obviously, the Eagles have a couple positions to address and look to get better as they go on, but Reed Blankenship, the way he filled in last year for CJ Gardner-Johnson and, lived up to that role and had a couple big hits, couple big tackles, couple big plays, even in his first game against the Packers, I believe it was. Like, he just seems ready for the moment, and he's out here praising another Eagles rookie who apparently has a high IQ, who has made some really good plays in training camp and preseason. And right now the Eagles are looking for that other safety, and I'm starting to really feel that the feeling in the building is, Sidney Brown might be that guy sooner than later. So what do you think about Sidney Brown? Let me know down below. Seems to be a lot of hype in his way right now. The last thing I want to talk about is the punter situation. Now, obviously, the Eagles went and they cut the rookie Ty Zentner. They cut Aaron Sitbot. So a couple days ago, during the whole practice squad cuts, tenure for a couple hours, they did not have a punter. And people were like, oh, the Sitbot era is finally over. What is going to happen now? Aaron Sitbot ended up being brought back on waivers. I know people are down on him. I know people don't like him. I know he botched a couple punts in the Super Bowl. That cannot happen. But these punters, right, like they have good years and then they have awful years. I don't know why it continues to happen, but I like the fact that they can bring in more competition and still retain their guy. Now, the fact that Aaron Sitbot was able to come back to the Eagles signals to me that no other team is high on him as well. I thought he would be gone. I know Kayvon Wallace ended up leaving, going to Arizona to join Jonathan Gannon in that mockery of a team. But should the Eagles go out and look to bring in another punter? Absolutely. They should definitely increase the competition, because in 9 days, you're going to have to kick punts that could eventually determine a game, right? Punters, go way under the radar, but, you punt it out and you botch it at the 40 as opposed to kicking it down to the 5. That last drive of a game could determine everything. And right now, Matt Ariza, who was under investigation last year, ended up having his agency retweet a tweet from Eagle Nation about him joining the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we're not going to get into the whole investigation and all that stuff, but the findings of that investigation were that Matt Ariza was vindicated. He ended up being found not guilty of all of the charges, and now, people want to give him a second chance. Should he be allowed back? I mean, if he was vindicated, okay, fine. And he was really good before he ended up going through this whole situation. So should the Philadelphia Eagles go out and take a flyer on Matt Ariza? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I don't see why they wouldn't be interested. I do think Howie Roseman is looking to upgrade that position at all costs. He knows that based off of last year, you can't really be that reliable with Aaron Sitbot, and the Eagles need to improve in every way that they can. So the fact that his agency is out here retweeting this, I think is very interesting. And could he end up coming to the Philadelphia Eagles? He's got a bomb of a leg, I'll tell you that. And he was, a 6th-round pick just last year or 2 years ago. So look, man, I think this would be a good guy to bring in, and I think it would increase the level of competition, because Aaron Sitbot for the last couple weeks has been fighting against himself, and then he still got cut and brought back via practice squad. So look, man, I think the Eagles will look to upgrade. I don't think Howie Roseman or this organization is ever content, and I'm excited to see how it plays out, man. Couple more needs to fulfill, but this Eagles team looks pretty polished heading into week 1. We'll be covering it all here on this show. Give me your thoughts down below. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.